The Etherians had been a nomadic people for thousands of years, drifting through the depths of space. Their ships were like cities, massive structures that held their entire culture, lives, and hopes. No planet or fixed place had ever been their home. They had embarked on an endless journey through the vast darkness of space. But today, that endless journey was about to come to an end. Their leader, Vari's Area, stood on the bridge of her command ship, staring out the massive observation window. Beyond the stars, enemy ships surrounded their fleet, encircling them like predators closing in on their prey. This time, there was no room for diplomacy or peace. Area turned to her advisor, Sun Nix, taking a deep breath. "We won't escape this time, will we?" she asked. Her voice was steady, but her eyes reflected her burning desire to protect her people. Sun Nix glanced at the tactical display, watching the enemy ships slowly tighten their grip. "No, Varis," he replied. "All routes are blocked. The enemy has every passage and corridor sealed off. Even our shields won't hold for long." Area clenched her fists. Their ships were graceful giants drifting through space, but they were no match for a full-scale military force. The Etherians were a people of diplomacy and peace. War was always their last option. But this time, their enemy was not open to reason. The Nherix, a ruthless species spreading chaos across the galaxy, saw peace as a sign of weakness. "We can't fight them," Sun Nix, Area murmured, feeling the inevitability of their situation. "Our ships won't survive this. How do we save our people?" Just then, a bright signal flashed on the main screen, interrupting the silence. A foreign face appeared on the display, filling the entire screen. It was a human. A man named Quinn, a human commander, stood on the bridge of his own ship, his expression calm and resolute. "I am Commander Quinn," he said, his voice steady, the tone of a man accustomed to remaining composed in the face of any crisis. "We can offer you a way out." Area leaned forward, surprised. Humans! They were one of the few species the Etherians had encountered before. Their technology was different, but they were known to be skilled in warfare. Now, these humans were offering help. "Is this real?" Area asked. "You're in the middle of this war too. How can you help us?" Quinn continued, his calm voice unwavering. "We've developed gate technology. We can move you and your ships to a safe zone, another galaxy. But the gate won't stay open for long. If you accept, redirect your fleet immediately." Area didn't hesitate. There was no other choice. The enemy ships were closing in by the second. The humans were offering them a lifeline. "We accept your offer," she said, her voice filled with determination. "Direct all ships to the gate coordinates." Sun Nix quickly relayed the command, and the Etherian fleet began moving towards the location where the gate would open. But the Nherix had noticed. Enemy ships unleashed a barrage of fire, determined to annihilate the Etherians before they could escape. "Here comes the attack," Sun Nix shouted, as warning signals blared across the control panels. Explosions and bursts of energy began lighting up the screen. The enemy's weapons were hammering the Etherian ships. Area, gritting her teeth, sat back in her command chair. "Maximize shields," she ordered. "All ships, focus on the gate. We don't stop until we're through." As the Etherian fleet made a desperate dash towards the gate, enemy fire rained down on them. The shields were faltering. Some ships took severe damage, their massive hulls groaning under the impact. In the background, Nherix ships closed in like hunting dogs, ready to deliver the final blow. One Etherian ship was struck hard, its hull cracked, energy system short-circuited, and it exploded into a fiery blossom, scattering debris across space. Area watched in agony as more of her people were lost. Every ship destroyed was an irreplaceable loss to her. "We've lost a ship," Sir Nix whispered, barely able to swallow the lump in his throat. "Protect the others," Arya ordered firmly. "We must reach the gate. It's our only chance." The Nhereks, however, weren't giving up easily. Their fleet was now in hot pursuit, bombarding the Etherian ships mercilessly. Enemy fire tore through the shields, carving deep gashes into the hulls of the fleeing ships. Each strike brought the Etherians closer to their doom. At that moment, the human fleet intervened. Commander Quinn's ships unleashed a fierce counterattack, their laser cannons and plasma weapons tearing through the Nherek lines. The humans, with their superior tactics and firepower, turned the tide of battle. The Nhereks, caught off guard, faltered under the sudden onslaught. Quinn's calm, professional voice came over the communication channel once again. "The gate is opening," he said. "Get your fleet through. But hurry, the enemy is closing in." Arya knew they had no choice but to trust the humans. "All ships, full speed to the gate," she commanded. "We will save our people." As the Etherian fleet raced towards the coordinates provided by the humans, enemy fire intensified. Explosions and flames erupted all around, the creaking of metal echoing in the void. Time was running out, and the Etherians could feel it. "When will the gate open, Quinn?" Arya asked, her voice edged with panic. "The countdown has begun," Quinn replied, his voice steady but tense. "Just a few more minutes. You have to hold on." The Nhereks, relentless and savage, continued their assault. Their weapons pierced the Etherians' fragile shields, and their ships closed in for the kill. "The defense line is about to collapse," Sir Nix shouted, hands trembling over the control panels. "We can't hold much longer." Just then, a massive blast hit Arya's flagship, shaking the entire vessel. The shields flickered, their energy rapidly draining. "Quinn, hurry!" Arya's voice wavered with desperation. Human gate technology was far beyond anything the Etherians had ever known. The gate, a massive ring of light, would tear through the fabric of space itself, transporting them to another galaxy. But it wouldn't stay open for long. "The gate is opening." Quinn's voice rang out. On one of the screens, the Etherian fleet saw a colossal ring of energy appear in front of them. It shimmered with dazzling lights, ripping a hole in the fabric of space. This was their salvation. "Arya, get your ships through now," Quinn commanded. "The enemy is closing fast." The Etherian ships, with what strength they had left, accelerated towards the glowing portal. The first ship entered the ring and disappeared into the light. Another followed. But the enemy's fire was becoming more intense. A ship exploded right before Arya's eyes, the shock wave rippling through the fleet. "Give them shield support," Arya shouted, watching helplessly as ships were destroyed. The humans were still fighting fiercely. Quinn's fleet hammered the Nhereks with everything they had, lasers cutting through the enemy lines. Quinn stood on his bridge, composed, issuing each command with unflinching precision. "The humans are hitting them with everything they've got," Sir Nix reported, stunned. "But how much longer can they hold up under this pressure?" Quinn's face appeared on the screen again. "The last of your ships are entering," he said. "We'll hold them off. Once the final Etherian ship is through, we'll close the gate. Arya, take your ship through now," Quinn urged. "This is your last chance." Arya knew there was no alternative. She gave the order, flagship entering the gate. All ships, full speed ahead. As her flagship entered the ring of light, enemy fire rained down, the ship's hull groaning under the strain. But finally, they were through. At that moment, the gate began to close. The humans fired one final salvo at the enemy ships as the gate shut. The Nhereks stopped, watching helplessly as the energy ripples faded. The human ships retreated, vanishing into the distance. On the other side, Area felt an eerie calm. Their ships, battered and bruised, had made it. The gate had closed, and they were safe for now. Sir Nix exhaled deeply. "We made it," he whispered, almost in disbelief. Area knew that this miraculous escape and the alliance with the humans were critical. The future was uncertain for both species. But for now, there was a glimmer of hope for the Etherians. When Area opened her eyes, she found herself in an entirely different star system. Their ships were heavily damaged, but her people were safe. As they looked around, they realized they had stepped into a new galaxy. This could be their new home. "We did it," Sir Nix said, taking a deep breath. Area knew they wouldn't have made it here without the help of the humans. The humans hadn't just saved them, they had offered them a chance for a new life. Quinn's face reappeared on the screen. "The transition was successful," Quinn said. "But this is just the beginning. We want to form an alliance with you. Together, we can build the galaxy. Humans and Etherians can work side by side." Area nodded, understanding the critical importance of forging a strong alliance with the humans for their survival. "Thank you, Commander Quinn," she said. "The Etherian people are grateful to you. The future will be one where we stand side by side with humans." Thus, a strong friendship was born between the humans and Etherians. Together, the two races would shoulder the responsibility of building a new home in the darkness of space. I hope you had a good time. If you liked my story, do not forget to comment and subscribe to my channel. Goodbye. See you in the next story.